Hello, hello. Woo! Hey, welcome. Good to see everybody here. Okay, so I know you guys. It's my first time meeting many of you guys. Simon, you lift me up to the heavens. My gosh, it's gonna be hard to land. I'm gonna try my best. Okay, guys. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. It's my first time meeting you guys, but I understand now. Okay, according to Singapore time, it's actually 6 p.m. It's one a very challenging time. It's dinner time, right? So I hope you guys are hungry, okay, physically, mentally. I hope you have some food nearby you. All right. So I'm gonna at least try to fulfill the hunger part, at least in education. All right. So Jivanjo, good to see you. Lini as well. All right. So good to see you guys in comments. I'll try to engage as much as I can. Now, I'm gonna just for you right now, for those of you who are right now here with me, okay, I see some of you have camera on, but I also see some of you your camera isn't on, all right? So I just want to take a quick look at you guys and just to see who am I speaking to, right? I think it's very helpful for me to see who am I speaking to. So I see Michelle, thank you for turning your camera. Judith is a little bit in the dark, but I think probably the camera will turn on in a bit. Thank you, Annie, as well. And I see Lini, Annie is here, Lara, Mingru, Fiona, good to see you. Jivanjot, okay, Tata, Jeffrey, Sam, Dylan, okay, and Se An Leong, right? So, okay, we have a few more people who have not able to turn on the cameras for a while, but it's okay. I'm gonna do my best and try to entice you to show your faces, all right? But for now, okay, question, Simon. I'm not sure if anybody has done it before. How many of you actually have taken those big screenshots of big classes? Has that already been done? A lot? Yes? No? No? If not, let's do it right now. Okay, so everybody get close to the camera as close as you can. Now we can take a screenshot here so you can send it to your groups and tell everybody you guys have spent a lot of time here, and you can share with your guys how much nuggets, how much lessons you've taken away, and share with your social media. All right. So I'm gonna smile and everybody take your own screenshots. Take your own screenshots. Okay. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. I just got home my face. Okay, so hopefully you guys have taken your own screenshots, okay, and then so that you can share your own social media later. All right, okay. Now, I'm going to be as energetic as I can. Okay, so I'm going to give you as much energy as I can so that I can give you as much lessons, as much value as I can as well. Now, what I'm going to do over here is that, okay, tell me if you can see my screen. Yes. Can you see the slides? Thank you very much. Okay, you can see anything. So I'm really talking about something very, very simple, right? It's about the future is live. This is the main topic I want to talk about today, and you'll be very thankful to know I've only got 7 slides. 7, woohoo! All right. So I'm not too sure how many of you enjoy because I know you guys have gone through spent a lot of time already, and frankly, Simon, dude, you put me right after $100 million guy. How the heck am I going to match that? How on earth am I going to match $100 million, man? I've got like $50. That's it. Okay, that's it. Right. So yeah, so I'm gonna try. Yeah, 7 slides to last 2 hours, but I'm gonna make it as fun as I can as well. Okay. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. All right. Something I promised Simon just before we came in over here or in this summit is that I promised him this thing. I'm going to do my best, level best, to treat you guys, every single one of you, as if you are a paying client. Okay. So I'm going to treat you guys as if you're my paying client, and I'm going to do my best and to serve you. Right. So make sure that this 2 hours is going to be helpful. I would request of you and ask of you to engage with me. Can I get a yes? Can I get you guys to say I will engage? Yes, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Jivan. Thank you, Ching Yu. Thank you, Fiona, Dylan. All right, and On Leong, George. Thank you, Jeffrey, Lini, Jeffrey. Okay, so thank you guys for engaging. Okay, and Buyan, good to see you as well. Okay, Michelle as well, and Tatak, and I will engage. Thank you so much. All right, so I will appreciate the engagement. Now, what I'm going to do right now, I am going to send a link inside the chat box over here. Okay, now, I'm going to spend that a little bit over here. Okay, now all you need to do is just make a copy of this. This will be a document that we're going to be using to for this particular session. All right, so it looks a little bit like this. Okay, so let me just hop my link over here. So once you click on this link, okay, the startingmillion.com/summit 2021, you click on make a copy. Once you click on this make a copy link, you should see something like this. All right, you should see something like this, and this is what we'll be going through today for at least for this 2 hours. So I want you to be able to capture all this information, okay, whatever I'm going to share with you. So if you have done so, like I said, I'm going to treat you guys as if you're a paying client. If you have done so, put inside the comments 997. Just treat it as if you paid $997 for this, okay? Just put it 997. Okay, I see 997. Yeah, I see 997. Okay, so it's like, woohoo! Keep the money going, yay! Keep it coming, yeah, 997, 997, yeah. Okay, enough. I'm not really much of a money guy, okay, but yes, I'm gonna treat you guys as if it's a 997, all right? So with that said, use this to write your notes, capture any thoughts as I'm going, okay? And if I'm speaking too fast, please tell me, Asher, slow down. Choto Mate, slow down, please, okay? You're going too fast, slow down a little bit, okay? And I'll try. And then the other way you can do is probably get your ears to catch up. That's the only other alternative, okay? So two ways to go about it, all right? Anyway, this is being recorded. Hopefully we get a recording of this after that as well. Right, so use it to write your own notes, capture as much as you can. And the other thing is that as I'm going to speak, as I'm going to share, right, there will be certain points in time you have certain questions, and then it might pop inside your head. So here's what I want to do, what you can do as well, because I understand the limitations of Zoom. Sometimes you type inside the chat over here, the formatting goes off, and you're still thinking about it. So what you do, write your questions inside the document as well. In the event, let's say if I can't answer you right away, okay, you actually bring up this question later or at a certain point in time. So perhaps we can connect at different levels to help you to answer those questions. Okay, cool, guys? Is that cool? Let me know if that's cool. Thank you so much. I see your fingers, I see your thumbs and all that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, now, here we go. Now, very quickly, thank you, Tata, for saying that as well. Okay, very quickly, I want to set a little bit of the context, a little bit of the introduction. So this is where we kind of start, all right? We're going to start right now. Woo-hoo! Okay. Now, the world is changing. Okay, I got to say this, the world is changing. And what is happening, I think was very accurate what Jordan said just now. You know? There's a lot of things that's happened. Now, the world is changing, so I have a question for you, which I'll ask you later at the end as well. Are you going to watch it happen, or are you going to reap the rewards? There's a lot of things that's happening right now. So you can decide to watch things happen or reap the rewards. Okay. Now, just give you a little bit of context, okay, and maybe interesting in Jonathan was mentioning just before, right, about how the web has changed. Now, to share a little bit, Web 1.0, just to give you a bit of idea, Web 1.0 started was like you were saying, the big boys era. Okay, it was the era where there's a lot of those in order for you to access content, in order for you to access stuff, you need to log on to the internet. Right afterwards, you will hear this very familiar sound. Anybody heard this sound before? Anybody recognizes? Okay, this is the song you need to sing every time you need to connect to the internet. Okay, I'm revealing my age. Okay, so whenever you hear this sound, you'll be like, okay, I'm connecting. Yes, it is the dial-up. These days, okay, Louis said dial-up is okay, nostalgia. It is nostalgia. Okay, so when you hear that sound, this is what Web 1.0 was like. You need to hear that sound, afterwards you get connected. And back then, how it was like this, right? In order to access content, it's all static. All the content is static. It's all through, gateways. It's all through portals. It's all HTML based, that kind of stuff. So, and it's mostly read only. Then, what happens is that later is Web 2.0. So we are still we're in the transition of Web 2.0 and Web 3. So Web 2.0 is a little bit different. We have changed from a situation where it's just like the big companies showing websites and home pages and stuff like that. We come to user-generated content. Okay, so we have tons of user-generated content. It's wild all over the place, read and write everywhere. Okay, and it also became a place where, rather a season of community focus. It allows you to publish your own content. Sharing content is very aggressive. So that was what it became. Yes, and indeed, like Jivan was saying, blog, social media, that is how it is when it comes to the Web 2.0 space. Okay, and now, my friends, we are moving into Web 3. Okay, now we need to understand what's Web 3 like. Okay, what's Web 3.0? And Web 3.0, it's like for many of us, it is a new area, very new for a lot of us. And because a lot of us are still like riding the transition. So for most of us right now, we are kind of used to Web 2. But now we're going to Web 3. Now, what is different about Web 3 is that now Web 3, okay, is actually transitioning into an individual focus. Okay, it's transitioning into an individual focus. So make sure you write any of this stuff down. Okay, in fact, I'll show you some resources as well later. So it's transitioning into an individual focus where it's very personable. It's very portable. Like what happens is previously when you are, let's say for example, if you're going on social media, you need to, people will tag you, right? 2.0. People will tag you and stuff like that. But we are moving to this stage where if you're getting content, it is actually based on your behavior. Okay, it's like, for example, TikTok. TikTok, you're actually going to get stuff based upon how much time you spend about certain things and then how way you move and stuff. So they actually, your advertising and stuff that is actually going to change because based upon your behavior, right? And other than that as well, it's also very individualistic right now, okay? Or it's becoming in a way to celebrate the individual, which is every single one of you, okay? Every single one of you will be celebrated, okay, in this manner. So what I mean by this, for example, again, I'm just referring because these are different platforms. Like for example, in TikTok, right? TikTok, how many of you here uses TikTok? I'm going to click on my own gallery view, but you guys, I'm going to click gallery for my own sake. But for you guys, please make sure you click on view and it's on speaker mode so you can see the bigger version of me, all right? My face is already big enough. I'm going to take up more real estate of your screen, okay? So, but I want to see all you guys' faces so I can see Lara and Sam, right? And Karen as well. So here's what I want to do. Okay, so in TikTok itself, it's a place where people just hop on trends. Yes. Anyone here uses TikTok again? I want to see anyone here uses TikTok. Okay. Yeah, Yu, Sam, and Lini. Okay. So you guys, and Jeffrey as well. Yeah. So you guys use TikTok. So TikTok itself, if you realize as the more trends goes on, you realize that they always try to credit the original source. Yes. Does that make sense? So we are becoming towards this trend where people are starting to realize and recognize the value of the individual. Okay. Now another thing to really consider, for example, one of the most this, by the way, this is not a crypto talk. Okay, but this just happens to be the trend because it is the way of the future and what we're living in right now is this thing is that NFTs, for example, non-fungible tokens. Thanks, non-fungible tokens. Okay, I had no idea as well. All right, but the idea is this. The very simple idea is this: is that it celebrates and authenticates originality, something that is real, something that is authentic, that is recognized. Okay, in previously, in let's say Web 2 and even Web 1, and in many versions, in many aspects in the offline world as well, the idea of originality is very hard to capture. It's very hard to capture the source. Okay, case in point, for example, the Mona Lisa. The entire world, there's only one original Mona Lisa painting, but there's tons of versions of it, repaintings, photographs, okay, and printouts. These are all different versions, but they don't have the same value as the original. And in modern day aspect, okay, there's a lot of things that if you come up with something, right, it's very hard for you to claim as the original thing. But NFTs now allow that. It allows to celebrate that originality. So that's why they has changed that as well. And also what has happened in Web3 is this thing. Okay, is Web3 also has this thing called is decentralization. Okay, what the heck is decentralization? Okay, decentralization really means is that it actually restores responsibility, especially say in terms of like Bitcoin. Okay, now in terms of Bitcoin itself, for example, now instead of taking your money and living inside the bank, okay, now you become the bank in a sense. You have to be responsible for your own money, your own resources. That is what is the decentralization. Okay, so but a lot of people don't know this. They're like, oh man, I lost my password. Who can I ask? I'm sorry, my friend. Gone. Okay, there are people who lost. Okay, there are people who have hard drives where the Bitcoin is inside, and they threw it away by mistake. Okay, that's like $100,000 worth of hard disk. It's a very expensive hard disk. Okay, so you have to. So now Web3, the responsibility has decentralized. It's no longer in all the big organizations. It's moving towards that. So the responsibility is now being transferred back to you. Is this landing for you, Lini, Karen, Madhu? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? So what happens is that when it comes to this current context, this current world that we're in, the responsibility is now coming more back to you. Because a lot of people, there was a period of time people are complaining, oh, the government cannot do this, the bank shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we give you what you want. Dang it, we shouldn't have asked because now I need to be responsible for my own money, okay? So that's why, please, yeah, you need to make sure to be keep track of everything. You must be responsible and you need to understand how things are. This is going to be the future, all right? And then the other thing, okay, is that when it comes now as well, which is also a transition from Web 2, is this thing. Now, you are the brand, okay? You are the brand. Right now, it is a situation where Web 1, for example, Web 1.0 was a situation. If let's say you want to learn from something, you need to pay AOL. You need to actually go on to a paid subscription to read stuff. access different stuff. Okay. Then afterwards, Web 2. Okay, Web 2, that transition is moving where what happens is that now everything is the user generated content. And Web 3 is coming to this point where personal brands are rising, the micro influencers are rising. And even how sure do you know that this is very true? Right now, the big boys, okay, like the if you're thinking about those big boys that's much more active in social media, you're talking about like PlayStation, you're talking about Xbox, that kind of stuff. They come down to the level of talking to the individual, Samsung, okay, and Apple, this kind of stuff. So they have individuals in charge of the communications on social media coming down to the individual level. This has never happened before. I hope you guys recognize the transition. It is happening now as we speak. As we speak, it's happening already. Okay? So for that means for you, what the heck does this mean for you? That means now is a good time for you to start to build your personal brand, Puyan. Okay? You need to build a personal brand, Mingru. So what happens that when you're doing this, your personal brand, you need to put it out there for people to see. And what does it mean by your own personal brand? It means this thing. You need to be able to own your own media. When you're putting out content out there, when you're sharing people out there, you need to own your own media. You are the one who's in charge of the media. You are the one who's putting out the books, the articles, creating the videos, creating the content. That is what it is. Yeah, and it is, I can see some of the comments that metaverse is the new normal. Yeah, it's gonna definitely be, right? And also the other thing is that when it comes to right now with the personal branding, your personality will play a part. Your personality will play a part. Okay, for example, if let's say Gary Vaynerchuk, how many fans of Gary Vaynerchuk is there over here? For those who don't have a video, please give me an emoji, right? Just let me see it, okay? Okay, we have Jivan Jot, okay, we have Lini, Gary V, all right, with Jeffrey, all right, so there's these are the V friends, okay? So all the people who are fans of Gary V, but are there people who don't like Gary V? How many people don't like Gary V? Okay, don't have to be afraid. There are some people who don't like Gary. Why? Because he's very direct. He's very crude. It's like, dude, you are speaking too fast. It's like before you even get one thing, you can't get him. So like Boyan saying 50-50, right? So fair amount. So that's the thing. When it comes to different personalities, like for me, the someone I really like is Dr. Jordan Peterson. My gosh, Dr. Jordan Peterson is so smart. Okay, I don't know how many of you know who he is, but he is like Javan John saying same here. Okay, he is very very smart. Every time he says something, right, it's like a book from his mouth. Literally, it's so articulate. And to me, I'm very inspired, and I wish I could be someone like him. Okay, I wish I could speak with the articulation, that thought, that preciseness. I wish I had that, but I'm still working towards it. But then, okay, well, some people they can't take it. Some people can't take it. They're like, dude, faster! You're taking too long to speak. Or speaking, you're listening to someone like Obama, right? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about. I think for those of you who follow Mr. Obama, right, he does take his time to put his words in. Okay, so that when come these days, okay, your personality is going to be part of your brand, and people will actually you can actually attract a community of people who like you for who you are, and you don't have to be someone else. Because even for someone like Gary Vee, okay, there are people who don't like him. It's okay, leave it be. There are people like President Obama, there are people who don't like him, and leave it be. It's okay. All you need to do now is a period of time where you need to get your own tribe. And this is a very interesting saying which I like. The people who vibe will become your tribe. Okay, so those who vibe with you, they like the way you speak, they like you communicate, the way you say things, they will become part of your tribe. And if they don't, that's okay, that's cool. There's a lot of places you can vibe elsewhere, right? We can all go around and just go just this is a very stupid joke, but just go and enjoy yourself with following another author, another expert. This world is huge. And the other thing also is like, because I was saying micro influencing, so this is the trend. It's also the period of time where, because you have your own trend, your own following, you will allow you to build your own community. Okay, you have your own clients, your own customers. This is something a lot of us here want to achieve. Okay, not only are we here to learn, more importantly, we want to execute upon the things. So how can we take this stuff and apply it into our life, which we'll get into in a bit as well later. Okay, so the big boys are now coming down to the individual level because they recognize the power, what's happening. This is the transition. Okay, and for us, we need to understand the differences. This is the main difference. Okay, now I'm going to do real quick over here. Okay, share the screen here. So this over here is, let me just take this link and put it inside the chat, okay, for you. This is just a quick reference if you want. So here is what is going to happen. Okay, so this is the Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Okay, I'm moving a little bit over here. So Web 1, you can see these are all the different comparisons. Feel free to take this time and just read through. I've said it inside the chat as well. So you can see over here, portable, personal is from individual. Now the future, instead of like previously, just all content is on home pages. Not right, and afterwards, currently it's more on like blogs and wikis, but it's transitioning. It's transitioning. And also now we're moving into this thing called live streams and waves. So what this means is now for the future, we're talking a lot more about, that's why the future is live. Okay, so we're talking about how do you go live. For example, very good in China itself. China, the business itself, right? Live streaming is such a huge business. Huge business. Okay. So when you are doing on live streaming is a very powerful way for you to connect very, very quickly. Okay. And also what else is that okay, so this is the I sent you the link so you can have a quick look, and this is a very quick comparison. And I think it's a very easy way to understand that. Okay. Any questions at this point, guys? Any questions at this point? No? Good? Fantastic. All right. Okay, so so now but here's another problem. This is what we're gonna do right now. Okay, we talked a little bit about Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, and we have I've already covered 30 minutes. I didn't even realize. My gosh. Okay, I have a lot to go through. My gosh, I wasn't expecting I took 30 minutes for that. Okay, so then I'm gonna speak a bit faster right now. Okay, get over the Okay, really slow down. Okay, chill. Asher, chill. Okay, so here's the thing. Right now, the offline world is going through a lot of uncertainty. Yes? How many of you can identify is going through a lot of uncertainty? The businesses have to stop. They have to start and stop. Okay? Consumers are frustrated. Okay, imagine you start a business and you start and stop. You want to travel, then afterwards there's a new Omicron. Next time we have a Megatron and whatever Tron and some different variations. And next thing is like the time you spend to go on a travel, you can't travel. You got to get your money back. It's very frustrating for everyone. Very, very frustrating. And now what happens is that the consumers are forced to go online. So which is why right now the thing is, while the offline world is very chaotic and uncertain, the online world is exploding. It is growing. So every one of you here right now, okay, Annie, George, okay, Buyan, Sam, you guys are in the right place because you guys are learning from some of the very top minds and top experts. And now is a time in the online space, there is certainty. There is certainty in this place. And the certainty is growth. There's a certainty that allows, now that you understand when it comes to the Web 3.0, at least as I was talking a little bit, it is the time to celebrate the individual. So if you ever thought before that, oh, no one sees me, no one values me in what I do, right? This is the time. I'm so thankful to be born in this time where we have the power of tech to be able to showcase your skills, your knowledge, your brilliance to the world just by content. Okay, previously, in order for you to write a book, you need to be an actual expert. Okay, these days you can come any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come out with a book, which is not exactly a good thing. but the fact of the matter is now it's actually easier. The barriers of entry have lowered a lot. Okay, and you can control your content. You are the media. You are the brand. So you can control a lot of different things. But in Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3, there is one constant theme. One constant theme. And that's something we'll talk about right now. It is this thing that money is made as a producer, not a consumer. Okay? Money is made as a producer, not a consumer. So I'm going to talk about the three main mindset shifts a little bit that we have to understand for moving forward. This is not this one. Okay, so it's this one. The very first one is this thing over here: consume to produce. Okay, this is the first mindset shift I want you to understand. To write inside your notes as well. To move from a consumption model into a production model. When you are right now, okay, as you are right now, okay, when you're creating your own content itself, okay, let me ask you guys a question, real question over here, okay? How many of you cannot catch up with the content that's available right now? Anyone? Okay, I see you, Dylan. I see you, Ching Yu, Jivan. Okay, George. All right. So you can see a whole bunch, and Karen as well. So right now, the truth of the matter is this: there's too much content. There's so many free content. There's so much free videos. There's like even this free summit over here. There's so much content going on over here. It is impossible to catch up with all the content. It is overwhelmed. Like exactly, Dylan. right? Information overload. Jivan Jot is as well saying content is massive, overwhelming. It's overwhelming. You can't catch up. Okay, so because of that you can't catch up. There's so many things to go on itself, and it's like too many things, too much content to go through. Okay, so because of this, like I bought this program, I haven't even finished this program, or this is new one, I go and check it out. It's just very ultra confusing. It's super confusing. So this is what the world is going on, because there's new training that's going on. Okay, there's not only this new training, there's new course, and let me tell you this, my friends. Ready for this? Okay, it's only going to get faster. It's only going to get more contents coming up. All right, why? 5G is coming up. Okay, it's certain available in some areas already. Okay, more contents coming up. It's easier for people to create content. It's so much moving on already. Okay, so much content is being produced over and over. So like George, I see your emoji, mind blown, right? There's so many things that's going on. There's a lot of fake gurus, a lot. There's so many things. How the heck are we going to handle with all this load of content? Like 6G satellite from China is already in the sky. That's amazing. We haven't even called it the 5 and 6 is already here. Okay, I thought it would be like the G6, the stupid song, like a G6. Okay, never mind. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff that's ongoing, and it's impossible to catch up, because even if you do catch up, there's so many people producing. So here is, you know what you should do? The answer is this: you got to have that mindset shift to move away from consumption into production. Join this side of becoming the content model. Okay, produce content, because when you become the content, now what happens that when you consume content, you're like a bee. Okay, like the bee model, it goes around taking for different stuff and it produces something. And not only that, when you become a producer, you are producing at your own time. You control the time, you control the media, you control the kind of content you want to put out there, you control your message, and it's not all over the place, all different content. Now, what happens is that you are actually receiving those contents and then translating that into something actually useful. Does this make sense, guys? Does this make sense? Karen, yes. Sam, yes. Okay, so if now Lini as well, thank you. Okay, so what happens, guys, when you are creating content? Buyan says, okay, so much discussion of this topic in Russia these days. Yes, definitely. Okay, so when you're creating content, you need to produce. You decide the speed. You decide the speed. You can create a kind of content, and what you do is just take everything you've learned and produce them. Don't just let it stay here. Don't just get all the highs as well. Share this content, put it on your social media. Oh, I've learned something new. This is something I've experienced. I read a book. I've experienced something new. And you turn that into something you produce as a content. That's how you do it. You move away from the pure consumption model into a production model. Because if you're constantly consuming, you become fat with knowledge. Fat, really fat up here. Okay? But if you don't produce, there's no results. That's why if you're getting too fat, it's very unhealthy. And eventually you just get in a habit of just, I'm looking for the new thing again. You're just chasing more content, but it's not getting you the results. So remember, you want to get the money is made is from being a producer. All right? Okay, now let's take a bit of a pause right here. Okay, now inside your document, okay, I want you to look at the document over there. Okay, there's 3 columns over there. So I want you to right now, okay, take about 2 minutes. Actually, I'll take about 3 minutes to crystallize your thoughts. What were your takeaways so far? And write it down inside there. Okay, and later you can write down what are your action items. And then if you have any questions, feel free to write the questions down as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take put about 2 minutes on the clock. Okay, take this time right now to write that down. Crystallize your thoughts and make it happen. Okay, do it.